All
Welcome,
right.
everybody. It's
Hey, how's
Friday.
it going?
Yep, it's going good. Aaron and I were just talking about spelunking offline, so that's how you know it's a good Friday. We're
Right.
excited to be here. It's a nice cloudy day out in Colorado. It seems like it's pretty hot around the world, but it's cool that you guys are here. So yeah, Aaron, what do you got to say? How you doing today?
Covered it. Welcome. Thank you. Bye bye. No,
Ciao.
it's a good day. It's a good day. It's Friday, midday. We've made it, final slide into the weekend with a little bit of live modeling. It's going to be fun. And speaking of the hot all over the world, we're going to design a patio today. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Uh, yeah, so we got people popping in and saying hello. It's always funny because July, I mean, I guess July is like what, maybe like a little over halfway through the summer, but July is when I feel like when people start taking more vacations. So
Yeah.
we kind of always hear numbers kind of dip down about now in July. But so if you made it, you're special because you're dedicated and more just better than the others.
And if you're spending your vacation tuning into this, then kudos to you. I'm sure that your family who's missing you out by the pool right now is jealous, honestly.
With technology nowadays, you get throw your earbuds in and take your phone out of the pool and just watch us there. I think we're more enjoyable if you're in a setting like that.
Better yet, take us out to your patio where you can maybe give us a
Go.
couple ideas in the chat. Yeah, Aaron and I were chatting, and we are making a patio, but as you're about to see, there's a lot of opportunity with this patio. We have like the bare bones of a good patio, and what we're really looking for is a little bit of ideas and inspiration from you guys. So this is going to be a stream more so than the other ones, where we're really relying on you to give us some direction. So
Yeah.
if you want to see a grill, if you want to see a fire pit, if you want to see a swing dancing floor, we can do it all. So and it's really fun to see Aaron struggle with these things sometimes. So if you want to see, I don't even know, like a spaceship or something. I mean,
Okay, that's enough ideas. We
leave
don't
it
need to
on.
be feeding anything else out there.
Don't need to be
Um,
prescriptive.
but yeah, so what we created was I did kind of put together with the help of the 3D warehouse a layout of an outdoor area, and we know we want to design like an outside kitchen, something with a grill and a serving spot, and I don't know what else, but that's what we would love to hear from you guys. What do we need to get in there? I don't want to say that I'm going to guarantee we'll get every request in there, but I want to do my best. Uh, so yeah, we can get started. We don't have anything else to remind people of, do we, Justin?
I don't think so. I mean, we already have some suggestions. You guys haven't even seen the model yet. You're chopping at the bit. We have grill, hot tubs, but before that, obviously, we need to report with where everybody's tuning in from. We got some folks from Indonesia, from Poland, from Vancouver, um, India, Syria, Kentucky, Devon, UK. It's great that you guys are tuning in. Welcome from all over. And I don't know, Aaron, you ready to get into this?
Yep, I literally have nothing else to do.
Me neither. All right, let's dive in.
In the best possible way. Yeah, I'm freed up to do this is probably a better way to do that. Say that.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what we're working with. I grabbed the patio off of 3D Warehouse, cleaned it up a little bit, got rid of all the stuff, and edited a little bit. So I have this all in one big group. So you can see we have, I don't know, 3 or 4 areas on here. So we have this big section right here. It's near the sliding doors. I'm thinking this is probably where we want to put our grill / kitchen type area. But then we have another spot over here on the wood deck like this. There's a little step down, maybe some kind of seating or something like that. And then we have some open space over here. This is not a simple, straightforward space. This is not just a simple, like, big rectangle you can see. So we're going to be creative about how we, optimize the usage of this space. But this is what we're going to be dealing with.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I think it's a difficult right before we started the stream, I was mentioning to Aaron that it seems like he's really picked a model here with a bunch of like interesting angles. So like nothing is, straight on. You got like the pool you got to deal with there. You got like a wooden part of the patio that doesn't really like totally align with like the cement part of it. So yeah, I think that this is ripe. If it were all straight angles and perfectly, aligned, then this would be a boring stream. I mean, you guys are here for, to
Pain.
this.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just gonna say, like, let's just stream of comments. I mean, I know we need to do some stuff like, yeah, we got to get a grill in here. That's probably where we'll start. We'll start on the kitchen area. Like I said, it makes the most sense right up here. You kind of see an argument for down here, but it really, like I said, this is the access. These are the doors, so I'm assuming this goes inside. Kitchen's probably nearby. So let's assume that we want to some space up here. We want to put some. I want to do like a kind of a built-in. I don't know if brick would necessarily go with the finish here. Might have to go with like a concrete or something like that, or maybe even wood-sided bar type area, something built in that the grill sits in. Maybe a little fridge in there, cooktop, some kind of a serving area, maybe with tall bar height stools or something like that. That was kind of where I was thinking we would start. I do want to use 3D warehouse, so I'm not just going to grab a completed thing and drop it in, but we'll grab the assets. Like, what is the grill top? Where do we put that? Do we put like a smoker in there? Do we, let's figure out those pieces, get them in here, and then build a container around it.
Yeah, I like that. And sometimes when you're pulling things from 3D at warehouse, it's a great way to start a model because you can kind of like take that grill. And even though we're looking at this space right now, once you see the grill in the context of the model, you kind of get an idea for like how big it is. And that kind of starts to inform all these other ideas. So I kind of like the idea of, like pulling in a couple loose models, maybe based off of your guys' suggestions and letting that dictate where the design goes.
Yeah, I like that. Let's do it. So first thing I'm going to do before I go get anything or do anything is I want to do something about these trees. This is part of the model. There's 2 face me trees in here, and I just kind of left them. I tried to edit this model as little as possible. So I moved some stuff around. I cleaned some things up. But these trees are already bugging me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to grab both of these trees and I'm going to put them. And again, everything else, once I come in here, all of this is just loose geometry inside of here, except for the 2 trees. I'm going to take the trees and put them on their own tag that I can turn off because I don't want to be bobbing my head around to see what this looks like from the side because the tree's in the way. So I'm just going to go to tags. I'm going to make a new tag. I'm just going to call it trees. And then I'll grab both of these trees that both face me's and just say, stick those on the trees tag. And then for right now, I'll just turn them off. So what that lets me do, I probably wouldn't do this a whole lot, but if at any point I'm looking at this and I want to see what does it look like with the trees, I could flip them back on and off. And it just gives me a little more control and keeps that extra stuff out of the way. With that, I think we should start with a grill. So let's do that first. So one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to save this model and I'm going to say File, New.
It wouldn't be a live stream without a little bit of technical issues.
Let me tell you a story. So what's happening right here is, and I'm just gonna sign in off camera.
Everybody close your eyes. Yeah, or off camera works too, but still maybe
I'm gonna turn my keylogger off too because I learned things and I'm smart. I was asked to record a video, and the video was for SketchUp for Windows, so I had to kind of figure out how to get a hold of a Windows machine and then move licenses around so I could record. And apparently I logged myself out of here and haven't logged back in since. So
Aaron, be honest. Did you steal your daughter's Windows machine?
I may have borrowed her college laptop to record. Yes,
just yanked it right out of her hands.
And said thank you.
Yeah. So far, we have a couple suggestions here. Well, we have one question: is that an infinity pool? And it kind of looks like it. There is a little bit of a gap on the sides, but We could make it an infinity pool for sure. A lot of people are chiming in to say to build a fence along the patio or like some kind of railing so that people don't fall off. It does look like a
Like it.
hazard. That's fair. And then a couple votes for grill. So I feel like that's a good place to start.
Start with the grill. So if I hop in here, I did open a brand new model. And I always say this, and then I always come up with an excuse to not do it. And I'm not going to do that this time. When you're working with 3D Warehouse, I would highly, highly, highly recommend always downloading the models you're considering using and then opening up and checking them out, or open an empty model like this and then import them in here and look at them, clean them up, change them, that sort of thing before you pull them into your working model. I don't think anybody maliciously puts up bad models on 3D Warehouse, but sometimes you get a big bloated model or something with a bad material or something like that, things that cause problems. And it would be better to lose your working empty model here than the one you're actually working on. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so this is what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this empty one and I'm going to go to 3D Warehouse. And we're just going to start by looking for, I don't know, large grill. I don't know name brands or anything like that. So just see what that brings up.
We don't have a licensing deal for the grill that we're about to pull.
That's right. So this is an example of what I'm talking about. Let's say I look at this and I'm like, oh, I really want some of these things. Well, I don't want to necessarily bring all this stuff into my working model, but I could pull this into a new model and then I could grab out the pieces I want. So a couple things to think about when you look at your models. One is right here, geolocated. So geolocated says that this was placed somewhere on the Earth, and this model remembers where that is. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is extra data and information that's going in there that may conflict with your existing model. So again, one of the things you might want to do is download this, cut out the stuff you want, and then put it back in your model rather than just bringing this in. So that's like a little bit of a flag to keep an eye out for. The other thing in this particular model is look at all these extra lines and stuff laying around. I would probably tend to stay away from a model like this. Plus, there's nothing in here that's really enticing me and going, ooh, that basic shape is really desirable. So I'm going to pass on that one.
Nothing but love and respect for the 3D Warehouse user Gumby, but
absolutely,
we're gonna pull a different model for the time being.
That's right. So one of the things you can do as you're going through here and looking at these things is use this sorter over here. So you can see right now it has relevance, and I get a little confused about what the 3D Warehouse algorithm means by relevance. I guess it's the term large grill, so these all have large grill in them. And then as I get out stuff where it identifies as a large grill but doesn't necessarily have the name in it, it's less likely to show up. I don't know. I'm not really sure what the thing there is. But so I usually end up with something like likes or popularity. So likes are where people downloaded the model and liked it enough they went back to 3D Warehouse and clicked the little heart button. So that's usually a good indication of what's a good model. It's not necessarily the best indication of what is the model that is closely linked to what I searched for. So you can see here, when I search for large grill, the most liked thing that comes up is this sink, which might be something that we still want to put into our little kitchenette or outdoor area. But you can see that because I hit likes instead of relevance, not necessarily everything that I have here is exactly what I'm looking for. This looks kind of nice though. This is a product.
That's a nice grill. Also in the search results,
there
was a McDonald's that you could pull in and a Maserati.
Yeah, so if I want to simplify the whole thing and not grill myself and just eat McDonald's, I could just put that right on the back side.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, some cool looking stuff. So some of the stuff's already all done. Some of these other ones, yeah, I just have different, some rendering issues with these Sunscape grills, which I mean, they're fine. I could probably download them. Everything would work out fine, but their image isn't rendering. So it's not a big thing. The other thing, like I said, is to look at is popularity. Popularity means people are clicking through into the page. So not necessarily downloading it, not necessarily liking it, but they're at least there's enough, which is probably an indication of a really good thumbnail.
True.
People are clicking into it like that.
which you'll find at the end of the stream is entirely the business of this stream. So thumbnail design is something that we think about a lot.
We do it every week. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do kind of like these. It's kind of heavy. It's a big 31,000 polygons is a lot, but if I look on here, there's food and there's round stuff, and it's not ridiculous to say it's 31,000's not a ton. So I'm not too worried about it in this case. We haven't downloaded a whole lot more. I can't think of a whole lot more that we're going to download. This is going to be kind of our key piece. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to download this one, and I'm going to download it right into my empty model. I'm going to download that and then stick it to my cursor so I can drop it in here. And now I can just check this thing out. So like I said, this I would say is a key piece to successful use of 3D Warehouse is bringing stuff in so you could look at it before you just drop it in your model. So if I click in here, I can see how this is organized. Okay, so this is a separate piece. I could actually, maybe I'll just take this part and put
it
build
into a
that
built-in.
into my, because I don't necessarily need
all that extra geometry. Yeah, I mean, they did a really,
Yeah.
to be fair, they did a really nice job modeling this grill, but you're right.
They
Like,
did.
you got to think about, like, do you really need this level of detail? Do you need these extra parts? The textures on the steak on top of the grill are really nice too, but those could be like bogging down your model. And so if you were to delete those and wipe them from
Yeah.
your model, that might lighten things too.
Yeah, so this is definitely the spot where we go through, and we had some stuff they did good. So we got this little filter or air, I don't know, pushes air some way, won't in or out, and they did that as an image, so that's smart. It looks like I'm having a hard time seeing exactly what this is. Oh no, this is actually a round piece. Sometimes people put that in as
Like a PNG.
texture. Yeah, transparent texture, so that's kind of cool. But I'm assuming these are ribs, but they're grilling individual ribs, so I don't know. That weirds me out a little bit, but
Yeah,
we don't have to keep that.
Yeah, this is not a cooking show, so we won't comment on the whether or not you want to grill ribs separately, but we'll let it slide.
So I think what I'm going to do is to Justin's point, I think I'm going to take this food, I'm going to make it its own group, and then I'm going to cut it, come out here, and paste in place. But then, oops, I think I'm just going to take just this piece into my model. So I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to go to my patio model, drop that right there. All right, so now we have something to start building around. So let's talk about that a little bit. So we have this, like I said, this seems like the obvious places to put it up against this wall. I'm thinking maybe it's something like, I'm just going to draw a footprint. I'm going to come here, go parallel. Maybe something like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's
like a little too small maybe, but well, this is on the red axis, so all right. So as a footprint, a shape something like that. That's obviously not a good shape. It's a little tight right back here, but I don't know how long. This is probably like 6 feet or something.
you just got to wedge yourself into
probably
that
excessive.
corner.
That's right.
But yeah, you bring up a good just like a little tip here where when you're drawing lines and you want to inference it based on the direction of another line that you've drawn, you just hover near that line. That's a huge tip, actually. I just learned that a couple months ago from watching you do it, and that's a huge time saver instead of copy and pasting the line over and trying to make it a solid shape and all that stuff.
All right, so maybe something like that. I didn't do 90 degrees here. I kind of drew a random line and split the difference between this angle and this angle, but I could, in theory, I guess, come over here and go pull it out to here. That would be an option. Grab that, rotate it.
Yeah, I like that because then it's running.
Parallel. Yeah, that looks
Yeah.
a little nicer.
That looks
Gives
nice.
me a little bit more space over here as well. So yeah, I'll inference that again, pull that over, and then just push that down. So that's a nice big bar. And again, we can play with that geometry a little bit. Here's a question. So if you're outdoor grilling, what is the height you want to be at? Right? Is that a regular like tabletop height, counter height? What is it? What's the standard counter height? I don't.
Let's see.
That's why I like designing with you guys, because you guys, somebody out there keeps track of this kind of stuff. Where I'm like, kind of have to look it up every time I do it.
Yeah, we're just gonna fudge some numbers here, but the bar height counter standard is or standard counter height is 36 inches. Bar height counter 42 inches, or 107 centimeters if that's your thing. But yeah, I'd say between 3 to 3.5 feet.
All right, so I did 3 feet when I pulled this up. It's currently 3 feet. I think that'll work.
Sometimes it's also helpful just to paste your scale figure right there for the time
that's
being,
true.
just to see.
Come here, buddy. Need you.
Like that looks a little low, but you also are pretty tall.
That's true. So okay, let's add that extra 6 inches.
There we go.
Yeah, that feels good for a grill. I'm not going to be stooping down, that kind of thing. All right, so I'm going to take this real quick. I'm going to grab it by this corner, and I'm just going to stick it right on here. I'm not anywhere in particular, just kind of throwing it in, playing with. One of my big questions is how deep should this be right now? So currently it is the standard height of 2'8" and 5/8 inch approximately, which
yes.
I'm just kidding. That's not normal at all. It's just what I happen to draw.
The industry standard of 5/8 of an inch.
Right. As they teach in school. So I don't know how, because this needs to be at least far enough that I could tip my grill up like this, and this isn't going to hit the wall. So yeah. I could shorten this up by another, let's see how far we got here. 6 inches. So that's going to leave it 24, 25, 26, about 26, 27 inches. Is that what it's a standard depth for? I know there's a lot of not standards in standards, but
yeah.
What do we think is a good bar?
I think it's variable. Bar counters are anywhere from 24 to 30 inches. Island countertops 36 inches. But honestly, I feel like you've kind of nailed it just first try. Like looking at how that grill opens up there, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I'll take it to 30 so I have an even number. It's funny, Justin and I were literally just talking about this, you guys, where if we get in and just start modeling, how we have this internal battle of going in and using real increments versus just kind of modeling. So yeah. like right here, if I go from here to where's the face of this grill right now? It's at 5'3" and 5/16. That bugs me. So if I was to go
another industry standard 5/16.
That's everybody knows that's how far you. So this is 5 feet. So just pulling this right here over to here and knowing that that's at 5 feet rather than some weird dimension, that just makes me feel a little bit better. Like a little more solid about my decisions or these decisions.
Well, it's looking good. In the chat, we would love. So we built a countertop. We got a grill in there. What do you guys want to see next? I know just some people mentioned like putting a little bit of like a railing like along the patio to help people from falling off, which is an interesting idea. But I'm curious. Any other suggestions?
I'm just gonna draw some reference lines here, some guidelines, so I can get this the same. Whoops. What else do we need inside as I design this bar type space? What else do we need in there? I'm thinking things like a fridge. Like I said, maybe a smoker would be nice.
Or a sink. kitchen sink is probably
Sink.
necessary.
That was the other thing. Yeah, I'm thinking we'll do something like this too, where maybe it'll come out an extra 6 inches here.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, John Ross agrees with sink. We got a suggestion for a kegerator, which, yeah,
Priorities. I'm with it. Yeah.
priorities. Yeah, we won't judge. A large blender and a dish rack next to the sink.
I like
Great
it.
suggestions.
All. Yeah, so what I'm thinking here is I didn't make that square, and I don't see any reason to not keep that square, so I'm going to change that a little bit too. There we go. That's square. I want to do like a little shelf right here. You know, something a little bit taller with maybe we'll put like a serving shelf on there. You know, so people come. They have it stick out a little bit. Put some stools up here. People come sit up here.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Like a little bar counter
Yeah, exactly.
with
So I
the
extend that out a little bit
industry
longer,
standard width of 34 inches and 5/16,
give or take.
give or take.
And I'll bring this return over also. So we'll come over 6 inches here, and so this will close up on all three sides. Yeah, I don't want people seeing my food.
That's
Creeps.
looking great. Yeah, it'll keep your
There we go.
individual ribs from falling off the kitchen counter.
That's right. Priorities. All right. So at some point, what we'll end up doing is we'll come in here and we'll put in cabinetry or whatever. You know, actually, maybe I'll just do this now. I'll put a 1 inch thick overhang here for my countertop, and then we'll change some stuff just ever so slightly. There we go. There, and just pull it in.
Not to
And of
distract
course,
you from your countertop modeling gusto here, but Braylon suggests you should do a cool pergola or something. And I couldn't agree more. Getting some shade above that kitchen
yeah,
area would be pretty sweet.
let's throw something up there. All right, so there we go. So we got, this is the bare bones of our area. So it's, like I said, once we have everything figured out what we want to put in here, we'll come in and, you know, figure what's the finish going to be on here. We're going to do wood paneling. Is this wood? I think it's actually concrete. Excuse me. It's concrete paneling. So we do put some wood to match this, or do we try to do some kind of stone brick, something like that? Like I said, brick. I like brick, you know, structures outside. I think that looks cool, but I don't know that it really goes with our patio. So might steer away from that. But yeah, let's get the rest of our important pieces in here. Let's get a sink on here. Let's get maybe a fridge. Not necessarily the countertop stuff. We'll get a good blender and all that kind of stuff. Still important, but let's get the parts that are going to be structural as far as building this real quick. So I'm going to save, and then I'm going to jump back over to my other window. And I'm going to hop back into 3D Warehouse and see. You know, when I searched for large grill, when I searched by likes, the top thing that came up was a sink. So it's got to be the best sink out there. It's connected to the term large grill. So let's grab it, see what happens. All right. It's by the same manufacturer as this grill, so we got some stuff going on there that's good. All right, yeah, I like this. I got no reason to not like this.
It's looking great. Even the grate at the bottom there has been modeled. It's
Yeah,
nice.
look at that.
That's
Which again, so go ahead.
I was just going to say it's another 31,000 polygons right there, and you can tell it's a nice model.
Yeah, this is definitely a thing where if we did want to be conscious of how much we were bringing in here, in my opinion, like this is the perfect example of what you can chuck, because probably not going to be looking at the inside of the sink very much. back to this. Let's go a little deeper. Let's see what this is actually made of. So if I grab all of this, yeah, so we got 5,600 entities just in this piece right here. We're not at the point where our model's heavy by any means. I'm not worried at this point about slowdown or anything like that, but it is a thing to be conscious of, especially as you're grabbing stuff from the 3D warehouse. 3D warehouse, for those of you who don't know, it's a great spot to buy Entourage and keep from having to model stuff, but there's things up there that are made to be background elements. There are things that are in there that are made to be hero models that are supposed to be rendered in high definition. So you do have to be intentional about what you grab and what you need. And then again, like I said, that's one of the reasons for doing this, for coming in separately and cleaning things up. So you can do things like, and again, I'm just going to cut it. I'm going to come out in context and I'm going to paste it over here. But if I do come in here, something else I notice is this is all black down here for some reason. So something just happened where this
A lot
got
of profiles
unsmoothed.
there.
Yeah, no big deal. I'm going to grab all of it, go soft and smooth, turn soft, smooth on, and there we go. We're good again. So that's the kind of stuff too that I do in here. Sometimes if you go in and you take those steps and find out that the thing is actually broken and there's gaps in it, that kind of stuff, maybe change your mind on something and throw it away instead of use it altogether.
But yeah, I mean,
Right.
you do bring up an interesting point where it's like you really want to be really conscious of the level of detail that you're bringing into these models. And the sink that Aaron pulled is one of the products that's on 3D Warehouse. This is really wonderful. We have a lot of really great products on the warehouse. But sometimes I find that like they're so detailed because they're like a one-to-one representation of the real thing that sometimes it's nice to, as Aaron just did, kind of remove some of that excess geometry so that when when you have a lot of things in your model, it isn't super slow. When you turn on shadows, it's no longer causing your computer to go up in smoke. But yeah, it's just be mindful,
Yeah. Intentionality. Okay, so here we go. Got our sink in here. What do you guys think about placement? Because I was thinking one of two spots. I was thinking either over here in the corner. The corner feels kind of like a prep area. Maybe have a cutting board or something like that. I don't know why, but I feel like the opposite side, probably because the sink is used for washing. This is where the dishes are going to come back in, right? Is the bar. So what do you think? What should we do here?
Yeah.
While you think and answer, let me show you a little something related to putting a hole in here. So obviously this is not great because I have this spot right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace around this piece. So I'm going to say go from here, click to here, to here, to here, back to here. And because my entire bar is just one big model, solid model, I don't have my countertop is not a separate entity. I'm just going to take this, I'm going to push it down until it goes below the bottom of the sink. And I'm just going to leave it there. Depending on how I was modeling, again, if I was going to take this countertop out and cut it based on my model in SketchUp, I'd want to, of course, make my countertop a separate piece. Right now, I'm just kind of doing this monolithic kind of just geometry build. I'm just, working with raw shapes. But if this was going further, I would want to make sure to actually cut that to what it should be. Because right now, if I look at X-ray, I'll see my opening is just slightly larger or just the exact same size as the sink. So what I'd really want in here is to, have this come in like about that far. And I want to do that on all the sides. So I have a hole that it drops in and still has counter to support it. But the other thing, like I said, is I'm not terribly worried about getting that perfect since we're just doing kind of a conceptual massing model at this point. But,
and to be
yes.
fair, granted, you did just put in the effort of cutting out the sink and push pulling all of those things into just the right places. But the consensus in the comments is that we should move the sink. We should move it off to the side to leave more room for serving.
So you really want it over here? Or
so.
over to the side, like slide it this way? Because I have a solution for one of those. So
yeah,
did you
why
mean
don't
the
you
side
show
of
us
this or over here?
I think it's up in the air. So far, it's just
Okay.
to the side. But so why don't you maybe show us the solution?
Because watch,
I'm
if I was just
curious.
sliding it over, I use this as a reference. I'll pull this over to about here, and then I can grab this right here. We'll grab it by the middle, and we'll slide that. Why is it doing that? That's odd. Something's connected down here.
I don't
Oh, I
think you
didn't get all the
grabbed.
pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
there we go. Grab all of it, and then slide this way. Inference off of this front, so we get that. I'm going to shift and drag that and use the inference to the center of this to line those back up.
Nice.
There we go. That gives us perfect realignment of those two pieces, even though they're in different contexts.
Yeah. Hey, it speaks to the power of just keeping things just raw geometry for just long enough to like really iron out these designs, and then use that select tool to grab just what you want. You can move it basically anywhere.
And speaking of which, I just realized that I did not break my counter for my grill, so actually I have countertop inside my grill right now. So I'm gonna do a couple things. I'm gonna cut it right like that, and then just run X-ray, and I can just grab and push-pull the face of that back to here. That pulls that part back, and then I can, let's see, how do I hide that temporarily? Oh, I didn't push that all the way back. That's why it didn't go. Unhide all. Push it back to about there, and then I can take this, push this down till it's below that part. There we go. And now we have inside of our grill rather than nothing, rather than it showing through. Cool. I'm going to save. How about that?
Great call. Yeah, you didn't even get called out in the comments yet, so nice job.
Because I did too fast. Um, so I did see the comment intersect and delete. That would have been an option, but again, what I would have ended up with is if I look at just this, I would have ended up with this intersecting, this intersecting, this intersecting, this intersecting, this. I would have ended up with a whole bunch of intersections in that countertop, and I would have had to go through and clean that up and delete it. It's an option for sure, but that seemed like the better solution to me in this particular case. So
another good question here. How do you select a face in X-ray for push-pull?
So when you hover, X-ray is going to let you, it's going to pick whatever face is in front. So if I want to get this side of the sink, see, it's not letting me do that because the countertop is in front. So even though it's X-ray, it's still going to defer to whatever's in front. So if I come around to this side and I go here, then I'm getting that side because there's a hole in that face. So it's whatever is in front, despite being an X-ray. You can do things like you can select lines and edges. X-ray is great for cleanup after the fact. So if I want to get rid of that line, I can use the eraser tool to do that, to get rid of that extra line inside the bar there. There's another one. I don't know what that's for. Oop, that's part of the big house. Don't mess with that. It's still
You're
extra.
going to ruin the foundation here of the real house.
That's right. So it's part of this component. So I have to come in here. You can see I can erase that. In this phase 2, that doesn't need to be there. In this phase 2. All right, stop cleaning up. So it's whatever face is between your eye and whatever's closest to your eyes, what it's going to pick. So you can do things like I can come down here and I can rotate just like I would if it was solid through the material, and then I could pick it from the back side. But if I try to pick from here, it's going to always pick the face. Good question. Good question. All right. Under counter fridge. I think I heard that.
Yeah.
We're doing this. I think we should get an under counter fridge and a wine fridge. Like just get both of them side by side. Maybe they'll both fit right here. That'd be fun.
Is that shots fired on the kegerator crowd?
Okay, so we'll get all three. Yeah, yes. I'm highbrow. That's right. Wine fridge over kegerator. No, that was nothing intentional, of course. Let's do it though. Let me switch windows so I can go back to my scratch pad model, and let's let's go look in here. So we're looking at sunstone. I wonder if I'm just going to see if I can stay in the same material or same product family. Fridge. Oh, good guess.
Nice.
Good guess. Outdoor rated fridge.
Perfect. Couldn't
Well,
have
that's
planned it. Couldn't have planned it better. That was
seriously.
just
All right. So
poetry.
let's drop that in here. Like I said, probably depending what I want to do here, fridges in particular are kind of weird beasts because if you think about a model you're doing, what are the odds that the fridge isn't going to be open? For that matter, what are the odds you're going to see more than just the front face of the fridge? Yet a lot of manufacturers will go in and they'll do stuff like that. They actually, this is kind of light because if I look at this, this is just like I was saying, this is a PNG with some transparency, and that's how they did the shelves. That's great. That is really awesome. That makes it a little bit easier. But you can see they did all these round edges for the shelf supports. It's a lot of geometry. What you actually need when you take this into the model, probably this. The door is going to sit there. You can see the face of it. It's going to be metallic or whatever. And that's probably about it. So despite this being nice and open like this, probably what I would do would be to come in here and maybe just grab the exterior shell. I don't know. I probably won't mess with that because it does take a little bit of time and energy. But I will probably, at the very least, grab this door right here, and it's not lined up just right. So I'm just going to take it and rotate it to the red axis. And then I'll take some fine little details here. See, this is the stuff that.
Yeah, that's what adds up. That's why it's 31,000
Yeah.
polygons.
Yeah, I'm being gratuitous for sure with my choices here. Modeling like I could afford this financially or in terms of model weight. And then I'm just going to slide it back in so that hits the face. There we go. So there's my gaskets in there. Oh, I was not quite straight, it looks like. Let's get that.
Yeah, for some loose off the cuff modeling here, we're really getting into the details of this fridge. So
that's true. All right, so I'm going to take that, copy that, go hop over to Patio model, paste that in, and then put that here and then just rotate it. Okay,
nice.
drop that to the ground. Slide that in.
That looks like it's about 3 feet tall. So it makes me think that the standard bar height is actually more towards like 3 feet. But we're committed. 3.5 feet.
Yep.
Let's do it.
So I think what I'm going to do because of that, Justin, is I'm going to actually put this on some kind of a riser and get it so it's sitting like this. So we'll build up underneath that just a little bit. So that that's there, something like that.
Good call.
Yes,
that way you don't have to sit into a deep squat as you pull a Coca-Cola out of the fridge.
That's right. We're relaxing, not working out here. What the heck? Right. So yeah, there. That looks nice. Like I said, I might. Let's see what else we can fit right here. So, and I'm not opposed to a kegerator. Let's load it up. Let's do it all. This designing with pixels costs nothing. So let's just load this thing up. So let's go. Actually, what? I'm gonna do this now before I get any further. I'm gonna put a recess into this face. Drop this down to that. And then
Why are you thinking to put a recess in it?
Just where these fridges will actually sit.
Cool.
Like this, because I want to do it now before I start putting more stuff in there. But just
cool.
that. So I can stick these things in here and slide that back, just that. And then I can,
Randy
once I have
says we
that, I
need a
can keep moving.
dishwasher. I don't know if a dishwasher's on your radar, but I think that's a fantastic suggestion.
Bring it. Let's do it all. All right. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to hop back to a scratch pad. And yeah, let's find a couple things. Let's go find again, Sunstone seems like a pretty nice company so far. Let's see if they have a wine fridge.
Sunstone wine fridge, Sunstone dishwasher, Sunstone kegerator. Sure enough.
Nope. Appliance cabinet. Never mind. I thought that was it. That's not it. All right. So let's just look up wine fridge. And you'll notice I'm using the term fridge instead of refrigerator because I can't spell that. All right. Here we go. We're definitely coming in lighter on some of these, right? So see, some of these are definitely less. That one, not that one. But some of these are coming in much lighter, fewer polygons.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that one up there is 99 kilobytes. That's it's got to be some kind of record.
Let's take a look at that. Let's look at it in 3D. Why don't we? So it looks like, I can tell you already, it looks like they have this down here is, oh, nope, it's geometry.
That's nice. Gotta say.
So they're using, looks like maybe octagons or hexagons instead of circles, which is great. Something like a bar, as soon as you smooth it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many sides because it's just smoothed over by SketchUp. Obviously, if you're exporting it to print it or cut it or something, that would matter, but not for just viewing. I like this. This looks good as long as you get the matching material on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna download that one.
Love that.
Drop that in here.
We got to give a quick shout out to Eric Sargent, who is tuning in. Definitely miss you around here. But he suggests string lights. Love me some string lights, also called bistro lights. And yeah, I could totally see it. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that'll work. All right, and I'm just, because I want to do fewer imports, we're going to go back in here and look for the kegerator. So similarly, we have some stuff that gets into some serious detail where we got tanks and that kind of thing. But then we have this this thing that looks a little more reasonable, you know.
You might also be able to use the existing refrigerator that you've punched into it and then just clear out all of the like internal racking, you know.
Just throw a tap on top.
Yeah. Exactly.
Ooh.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, game over. That's it.
Yeah, so we got to go big, right? We're just, we don't less thinking, more downloading.
Yeah.
All right.
If you don't have 4
my
beers
budget,
on tap,
I got 4 taps.
Yeah, if you don't have 4 beers on tap in your backyard patio, what are you even doing?
Yeah. Why did you even finish it? Why not just leave it a dirt lot?
But you know, you could have kombucha on tap. You could have mimosa on tap. I mean, we don't.
Yeah.
We're not telling you how to do it.
This looks pretty nice. This is definitely this is a heavier model for sure. Come in here and resoften this.
Yeah.
This is what I was talking about. Something's not perfect or beautiful here, but nope, can't even force it. Good enough for what we're doing though, because you know where we'll see this. This is another one of those things where people will download apples and bananas from the 3D warehouse to drop in a bowl to put in the back corner of a kitchen, and they quadruple the size of their model. And here's the thing. So this little line here is not perfect, but the closest we'll probably get to it is about here.
Yeah.
So am I really concerned about that? No. And if I was redrawing this, would I draw this with whatever it is, 32, 48 sides? Probably not. Maybe 12 at the most, 24. I'm feeling like I really need to get fancy. But yeah, other than that, there we go. Right, so I'm going to grab both these, Control C, back into a patio.
Yeah. And I mean, I've been guilty of, you know, when I'm drawing circles or arcs or whatever, being like, it's got to have 60 sides, you know, why not? Let's go full quality. But the truth is you don't need that level of detail and it's just going to bog down your model. So
yes.
Yeah. Designed to the level of detail that is appropriate for whatever scenes you're pulling out of the model.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's a big thing when people talk about, you know, good model? We use a lot of arbitrary terms, even internally. We just use kind of these terms like, what's a good model? What's a good model size? What's a, we say these kinds of things. And I don't know that there's like a simple number, but I will say if you're experienced and efficient modeler, then doing things like keeping in mind the size of those models is super important. And that's the way a good modeler does, is they model to the appropriate amount of detail for a specific job. So one of the things I'm noticing is our wine fridge is just a little bit bigger, so I'm just gonna, because I can do whatever I want here.
Yeah.
Model that, model like this, pull this up, a little bit of division between the fridges, pull this in a little tighter, pull this in a little tighter. That's pretty good. So there's 2 of our fridges. Now, here's the real question. Does the kegerator go back here next to the grill? Or do we spin it around and put it up front?
I think you got to spin it around, put it up front. I mean, I'm curious what everybody thinks in the chat. Definitely chime in. But I
Yeah.
feel like it's got to be front and center.
It does feel like, put some big taps on here, big wooden taps
Yeah.
up here, the different drinks, maybe your home brew, whatever you got going. I think so too. Yeah, let me know if this is not the case, and then I will hit undo a bunch of times.
Yeah, just yeah. But I mean, if you're gonna put like a countertop there with some bar stools, it's a nice
Absolutely.
visual to see somebody, your gracious host pouring you a beer.
For sure, for sure.
Nice. Yeah, slide it over a little bit so you have room for the dishwasher next to the sink.
There we go. Yeah, I'll get the dishwasher right down here. This is coming together, folks. This is I'm liking the way this is all turning out.
That's true. We haven't even touched the infinity pool.
Yeah. Turns out we didn't even need to mess with the pool. All right. I think that looks pretty sweet like that. Aaron, such an attention hog, that guy.
We have the consensus in the chat up front, so
okay,
we nailed it, Aaron. We got it.
Good, because we already did it.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so I'm just gonna, same thing I did before. Just gonna trace a rectangle on the front, and I'm just gonna push that back to here. Up top, we'll do the same thing. I will throw that in there like that. I didn't do something. I think I clicked through that and didn't actually draw the line. There we go. Bring that down.
Are you? Did you pick the idea of modeling this patio so that you could put together a proposal for your wife for your backyard?
I will tell you right here now. My backyard looks nothing like this. I mean, maybe like if this deck is maybe close to the size of what I got out back, but other than that, no, not so much.
Okay, fair. We're dreaming here.
All right. This is coming together. This is like, I feel like the broad strokes are almost here.
Sure.
I feel like we get a dishwasher in here. I'm going to put some faux cabinet doors on. So by faux cabinet doors, what I mean is like a representation of where the doors would be. I'm not going to go through and model cabinets at this point, but get those in. And then I want to get some materials on some things fairly soon, because the all white is starting to, I'm not liking the way it looks. I want to make that a little nicer. So get a dishwasher in here, then we'll put some materials on here, and then figure out what's next. I do want to put a nice counter here, some bars, and then the handrail, like you guys were saying. I agree with that. But let's get those another couple pieces in here. So I'm gonna go hop back over. Look for are outdoor dishwashers a thing? Let's see what happens if I put that term in. Sometimes it's fun to just put stuff in and see what happens.
Yeah, I think they are.
Indoor-outdoor dishwasher. What was it called? Sunstroke? No, sun.
I can't believe that. I don't remember that.
things
Um,
I here.
yeah, look up
Large
what was
grill.
it? Large grill. Yeah, for the kitchen sink. Look up large grill.
That was the thing that got me there originally. Um,
Oh, sunstone.
Sunscape. No,
Sunscape.
sunstone. Yes. Whoa. Do we? I just went after sun. I didn't even think sunscape. Sunscape. You're right. Sunscape. So let's see if we have a sunscape dishwasher. No. Well, it's sunstone because that's where our sink came from. No. All right. Going back to outdoor.
Yeah.
Outdoor. Nope. Boom. Hundreds of people online to sit here and watch me mistype things. That's what I do. All right. Go back to relevance because I saw one.
Yeah, there you go. Looks nice. Lightweight.
Yeah.
343 polygons. It's gonna make your model fly. Nice, yeah. And it seems to it's almost, identical.
Close. It's
The
close.
textures look good.
Yeah, actually, these I got some like brushed steel, brushed aluminum textures. I may end up using that. I'm just curious. Nope, nothing. See, this is what I was talking about. This is a perfect example. So if we
Yeah.
look through these couple of models, uh, so my fridge has all this stuff on the inside. The wine fridge has some, not as much, but it's definitely lighter, but less stuff in there. Nothing inside the kegerator. Nothing inside the dishwasher. And for something like this, that's fine. I don't need anything beyond the facade, basically. Like I said, I could, and I have actually seen models with this where the cabinets are modeled out and then just the front door of the dishwasher is plunked in there, or a fridge that's in a built-in, just the front door of the fridge, because the rest of that stuff doesn't matter if you can't see it. So obviously if you're making a smart model or a BIM model where you want part numbers and that kind of stuff, that's of course very important. But yeah, for something like this, I might just not ever actually need that.
Yeah, for the purposes of installing a kegerator into your outdoor patio, I'm not sure that we need that level of detail.
Probably not. Probably not necessary.
Yeah, that's a nice texture. I mean, overall, I feel like these models that you've been pulling from 3D Warehouse look really, really nice.
Try and get this parallel. Come on. Get that. There we go. We'll just flip it 100 degrees. We'll drop it to under countertop. And then I will. This is a guide to just slide it in there.
Yeah. And while he's sliding it in and cutting it out there, I'm curious where you guys want us to go next. Should we do a bar top with some bar stools? Should we play a little bit with the form of the patio and put a table out there? Should we do the bistro lights that Eric was suggesting? Yeah, drop a comment. What would you like to see?
All right. Pull that in.
Nice.
All right, there we go. All right, so I'm going to throw a couple cabinets in here. And then, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to put a full like kickboard step, whatever they call it, back. I'll put some height in here. 4 inches. How tall is this? How tall did I make that? 6 inches.
Randy asked, do you ever keep some of those textures for later use? And not speaking for Aaron, but just for myself. Yeah, totally. The materials, when you sample materials, you can always like drag materials into the little slots that are at the bottom. I work on a Mac. I'm not sure what it's like on Windows, but you can always drag and save materials. And that's really helpful if, for instance, you really like this wall texture that's in the background, you want to apply it to something else in a different model at a different time. It's really handy. Aaron, do you save textures?
Probably not as often as I should. I mean, a lot of times. Well, I mean, you guys have seen me model from scratch, and I tend to just kind of go for it. And I don't really think too much about it. But if I download stuff and it has a good model or good texture on it, a lot of times I'll just rely on SketchUp keeping the materials. Because if I pull up my paint bucket and I look at my materials right now, if I look at what's in here, all these materials came from the model or these imported components. So all this stuff is in here. It's all part of the model right now. So if I did want to jump back to, one of these specific materials that's in here, that brushed metal that I said I liked, I could just go grab it out of here. As long as I don't purge, then I have that available. So
Yeah.
yeah, that would be probably my most honest answer.
Yeah. Good honest answer. Let's see. So some suggestions here. Pergola, which we've heard a couple times now. That seems to be popular. Ty recommends a sail shade. John recommends some type of roofing. Keggy recommends pergola, lounge chairs, outdoor TV, table or two to rest your beers on, one in the lounge chairs. So, I mean, it seems like sky's the
We
limit
got
with this
options.
patio. Yeah.
All right. So just to button this up, I'm just going to take these rectangles. I'm going to do an offset of just like a 1/2 inch. I'm going to do that to each of these.
And you're
And
just
that's going to
double
give me,
clicking to repeat the offset here.
that's right. And then I'm going to push pull again, just a 1/2 inch.
There you go. Yeah, the double click it's a big time saver.
And we'll do the same thing over here, offset. And then push pull. And then I created all these extra edges and lines in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to triple click, and that's going to get me just that geometry. And I'm going to go to extensions, clean up, and I'm just going to say merge faces. That should get rid of most of my extra edges. There's still a couple in here, and that's just kind of because that's what the geometry mandated is. They said, well, as I merge stuff together, these lines don't break faces, so I might have a couple extra lines. But there we go. Clean that up.
Nice. This is looking really good. I would
I
like
like
this
it. I
in
think this is
I would like this in my backyard. But I live in an apartment, so I don't even have a backyard. So I tell you, one can dream.
All right. I'm going to take that now. I'm going to grab all of that and make that into a group. What do you guys think for the finish on this? Should we go with a wood texture? Do we want to do a painted color, concrete to match the back? Do we want to match the stone?
I feel like
Talk about that.
Yeah, I feel like well, we'll see as the comments come in, but I feel like some kind of wood would look nice. I don't know.
I agree. I lost a face here, and I'm not really sure how I did it. Fortunately, this is just kind of background geometry, so most precise solution, but there we go. While you're talking about that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this face, the top of that little wall going around. I'm going to copy it, come out of context. I'm going to edit, paste in place. And I'm going to offset, I don't know, let's go this direction. I'm going to do like a 3-inch offset first.
Yeah,
I'm
what
going to
did we
grab
say?
just
The standard counter depth is 24 inches or 61 centimeters. So I think you're right on the mark there.
perfect. Bring the other side out a little bit longer, like maybe another 9 inches. There we go. And then I'm going to come in here, chop that off like that.
Nice.
And then same thing over here. I'm just going to take this one through. So smaller offset on this side. I'm going to make that into its own group so I can go into it without all the other stuff. Get rid of any of these extra edges, all the interior lines. And then I can just take that piece then, pull that up, And
We
there we go. We got our nice countertop sticking out there.
we have some material suggestions here.
All right, let's do it.
One for stone, one for diamond aluminum for durability. So
Ooh,
a nice metal
okay.
finish actually is a good idea if we get a little bit of reflection on it.
Sure.
Thinking about that thumbnail, Aaron. We're in the second half of this thing.
Yep, that's right. Marketing. Okay. Stone or metal. I do like. I think if we did diamond plate all of this that would be a little much. But what if we did come in and did like maybe a section of diamond plate like right over here?
That's a good idea. Yeah, if the whole
What if
thing
we
was
did?
diamond plated, then I feel like you would need like a welder's mask to look at it in the sun.
So I paste that in place, and just this will go. I think we have something along those lines in metal. Oh, maybe I was thinking of this mesh and not diamond plate. Not the same, but I believe that if we go to warehouse, we go look at libraries, materials. Let's go look for metal. I believe diamond plate is in here. Oh, here's rusty metal diamond plate.
That's a nice metal right there.
There's a kind of worn out metal. Give me big shiny. I want to see shiny metal diamond plate. Oh, doesn't look like we got that. Well, let's take a look at this. Not bad. It's not bad. A little beat up. Little. I mean, I feel like this.
It's got some grunge to it,
Yeah. What is that?
Aaron, you're gonna love this, but there's one suggestion for brick. So you can get the outdoor patio of your dreams. You've always wanted brick.
I didn't think it went. That was my biggest concern. Is it looks nice. So this is shiny, but it's not. You know what? I'm sorry, but I'm pulling rank. Metal plate's awesome, but this shiny metal right here is so cool.
That's just nice to look at.
Yeah. Look at that back there. Ooh, yeah.
Nice.
Like it. Okay. So we had stone, brick.
Yeah, and the aluminum. You know what though? I feel like maybe keeping it the same as the patio might look nice, so there's a little bit of continuation there. Or, yeah, I mean, I think that looks nice. And if you made the countertop like maybe like a nice wood or something.
Yeah, I think so. I think that turned out. Granted, we're gonna have to do something different for the doors because probably don't want stone doors. But the front looks nice like that. It does.
Yeah.
It ties it together
For sure.
And let's get a nice. I'm gonna go grab again back to warehouse. I have started really liking 3D warehouse for grabbing materials. It's just become, especially grabbing the PBR materials from here. Man, it's fun. Grab it. And the nice thing about, I don't believe that is true. Oh, I didn't hit materials. I'm going to skip past the veneers. I want something that looks wood, but not. I'm not looking for logs or planks necessarily, but something that's some good looking wood.
Yeah, like teak top.
Yeah.
Suggestion from
Did I
Keggy.
go past that already? Is that where you're saying that?
No, it was a suggestion in the comments. But I couldn't agree more.
Unfortunately, it's not really. They just kind of call them all wood, so I don't know where that came from, but ooh, that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's a plank, but yeah, I'm doing it. We can adjust the color too a little bit if we want.
We got to rotate it.
Yep. All right, not a problem. I also don't want to come in here and do that. So I'm going to go to texture, position. And despite the overall rotation, our stuff here is pretty well in line. So it's good. I'm gonna actually make it a little bit smaller though.
Looks pretty good. Nice.
Kind of like that lighter wood against that stone looks nice. All right, so I'm gonna grab this, throw that on the sides. Just do this, all the rest of the white spots. All right, looks kind of cool. Now the question is, for the inside here, do we do just something simple like white for like our doors and stuff, or do we try to do like do we bring this wood down here? Let's see what happens. If I come in here, I put that similar wood. I'm gonna fix it just a second.
Yeah, I was about to
No,
say. I
that's
feel
not.
like if you make the cabinet doors the same wood, there would be like
Yeah.
nice continuation across the model. It'll look nice.
Okay, let's try it. So I'll go in here again to texture. I'm gonna position it. So we'll get it flat. Like, actually, I want to do it like this, and then blow it way up. So we have like a panel or two on each one, something like that. So it looks like I got some extra grain there. And then grab that. And, woo! Too much. Didn't go into context. All right, then we can shoot that across like that. Again, as a proof of concept, we're not.
Yeah, this is just a design that we're trying to sell to Aaron's wife for his backyard. So
Right.
it's enough.
This is why we need a brand new house with a 2,000 square foot patio out back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it. I mean, using those materials. So we used the same material on the patio. So the patio actually had a darker material on the vertical sections and a lighter material on the flat sections, and the same thing got mirrored across here. We have the darker on the side, the lighter on the vertical, and I think that turned out pretty cool. It looks like it was always there. It looks like it was built in and it was meant to be there. Cool.
Are you
Save that.
gonna invite me over for a beer here and put me on a
You'll be
bar
the
stool,
first one
or
invited.
do I need to
Yep.
stand?
Yeah, let's sit. All right, so I'm going to type in a generic term again. Bar stool. Actually going to look. I think that's pretty good. Maybe I'll say outdoor bar stool.
There you go.
Not that I'm worried about the reality of the situation, but I might get something that makes a little more sense to sit outside on.
Something
I
weatherproof.
like that.
Yeah.
So on that. I'm 50-50. Let's keep scrolling. Something that's gonna be nice. You know, if somebody gets out of the pool, comes and sits on this, you're not gonna wreck anything. A little too practical. Ooh, that looks like a designer thing. Look at that metal.
Wow.
I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try it. Oops, I did not switch to my other model,
I
so
was
I'm gonna
about
be
to call
dropping
it
this
out.
right in.
Bold
Oh,
move. It looks great though, and it's like the perfect length, perfect amount of chairs.
yeah, look at that.
Wow.
Done. I didn't realize quite how big this bar was. I need to make some more friends.
We have a comment. What's with the big steps? And I agree. I feel like granted we did pull in this patio from 3D Warehouse, but I wonder if you know, in your imagination here, want to change up that design a little bit. Maybe pull
Yeah,
that patio out, put a railing on it, put a table on it. You know.
yeah, let's do that. Let's clean this up. So again, like Justin said, this was just pulled in. I think originally there was like lounge chairs or something here, just a little bit lower, so it'd use be a step down. But we could keep this. We could keep this lounge area, and we could actually come in with steps over here, right? So maybe on here we get rid of one of these and slide this over a little bit, and then we kind of cut in here with some stairs down all the way. And then, yeah, we'd actually have a little walkway. Or what if we did this? What what if I came in here? I don't like that line there. I'm going to copy this.
Oh yeah.
Come over here,
That'll
paste it
look
over
nice.
here. Work smarter, not dumber. No, wait, not harder.
Which one is it?
Those steps and like
Yeah, I like
that.
that you're thinking about the steps here because a couple people in the comments have called out there that there is a giant ledge on the left side of the bar, and I think people are concerned about the safety. You know.
I agree. So let's take this across. Ooh, it's not straight. Nothing is straight on this thing. Why would I expect that all of a sudden? So I'm going to say, I'm going to make this 36 inches. And then what I'm going to do is just grab this. And I'm going to slide it forward to there. A little bit of an angle to our steps. And there we go. Got the first half. And then I was kind of thinking what we might do. I don't know. Again, I don't know. We got a thing going on over here too, right? There's a thing.
Yeah.
So I was thinking.
Randy in the comments calls that the triangle of doom.
Here's what I was thinking. That's not a good name at all. Let's come in here. What about what if we did this? What if we took this space, didn't offset like,
Oh, like a little
3
planter or
inches?
something?
That's exactly right. So if I bring this
Oh
up
yeah. Bring it up.
like
Yep.
that, and then bring this up to about here. We'll go get some dirt.
Oh yeah.
Where's
Yeah, that's a
landscape?
nice place to put some of those little plant components that you have on the other side of your garden.
Sure. Yeah, and then we'll grab a. You know what? Let's just go totally nuts here, and let's go turn our trees back on.
Yeah, let's put a palm tree
Grab
there.
this small tree. Copy that. Drop it right here. Ooh, maybe a little bit. Maybe we'll scale it down just a bit. I didn't realize how big that was.
Sweet.
There we go. Another tree. Yes, less doom now. I mean,
Slightly
you're
more
less likely to
optimistic
die here.
backyard design.
All right, but so we have a step down here. I could put, we'll do a railing that kind of goes like this. We'll start at the bar. It'll come across to here. It'll go down to here. It'll come to here. Go across like this. And then maybe what we'll do then is somehow, if we could bring these steps and tie those steps into another set of steps that maybe come around here.
Yeah, that's a cool idea.
All right, I'm gonna get silly. Everybody, just bear with me for just a second.
I feel like we need to start having sound effects in these live streams. Like, it's silly time, and just all kinds of whatever.
Yeah. Oops,
But yeah, I think this is a good idea, actually. I like it. All makes sense now. It all ties together.
Something like that. How big is this right here? It's almost 3 feet. That should be acceptable to something somewhere. I don't know. Bring it down like
It's like you
that.
could use one more stair, just one more.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Nice.
Something like that. It's fun looking stair. Whew, actually, it's horrible. It's ugly as hell. I mean, it's it's something.
Not up to code, but that's all right.
It's a lot of work to do this too. I kind of wonder if, like, if I did, I don't want to start messing with stuff too much, but I don't want to spend too much more time on it, I should say. But if I did something like that, got rid of that extra cutback, that would probably make a little bit more sense.
Yeah, it's looking good. Got that little wedge there, little cheese wedge.
Because nothing in this model is on plane.
You can tell that we're getting like increasingly hungry. I won't speak for Aaron, but I mean, things are starting to look like cheese. I'm thinking about those single ribs that were sitting on the grill.
Snack time. All right, yeah. So that was kind of cool. That's fun. I don't know that this is. I think for this to work, actually, this would have to go back a little bit. I think I'd need like a little bit of an alcove for this walkway because I think this is too narrow. But which we could do because I could take these faces and they could scoot back this way. Stuff's happening over here.
Randy says any general contractor watching this is having a stroke about now. And
Oh, absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
we're just spitballing here, Randy.
That's right. This is conceptual design at its finest right now. Um, we don't need reality right this second, right? In fact, we don't even have to scoot these stairs back. That would work just fine.
What that little bit is that's popping out the middle of the ground there.
Yeah, I know it's a little circle sticking up. There we go. All right, something like that. Probably could have taken that back a full step, but I didn't. Let's see. Yeah, this is a circle.
Just a circle.
May have been part of the furniture that I initially wiped out of there. Okay, so something along those lines. It's fun. We have fun. We're just having fun.
Yeah. Speaking of circles, are you going to do a little circle and follow me for this railing, or what are you thinking?
Well, again, I don't know. I guess we could kind of lean into the geometry of our stools,
Oh yeah.
right? And do something like a wire thing. I kind of almost want to build up,
Just some concrete.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking, let's see what this looks like. I'm going to do this out of context. I'm going to actually build this separate from the rest of the geometry. So I'm going to close this and come in here. How far away did I build that from the edge? Probably some very accurate dimension, 6
Yeah,
and
yeah.
7/16.
7/16, industry standard.
So if I did like a 4-inch wide rail, came over here like that, and I said something like, just take that to here, to here. I did that 4 inches and brought that up 36. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what to do over here because I guess I could just grab the bar and slide it, but then I'll have to fix up that other side. Or I guess I could always do this.
Yeah. I mean, that could work. You could
Safety
also
first.
Aaron, the safety is flown out the window a long time ago on this model, but yeah, you could also extrude the whole patio out a little bit more and put a couple bar stools against that side.
That's true. This whole thing could come out.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Let's figure out if I take this out another,
just a little bit. That way, the top of the bar counter there isn't wasted. You could have a couple more friends that are sitting there enjoying the sweet fruits of the kegerator.
yes. since money seems to be a non-issue as we do these designs, heck yeah, let's just roll with it. Yeah, and that actually gives a clean line for this, where I think I would probably just get rid of these steps over here altogether. Erase all that. And I can just carry this over here.
Nice. That could be another planter. Just saying. Just throwing it out there.
Well, that's true. I don't know. Is that going to be a tripping hazard? Is that going to be an issue? And then, yeah. So this I'm going to try to carry this not straight angle because of reasons and stuff. Like that. And then we got to clean up his back end. Right here. Pull that down. All right, get out of here. Push this back in like this. Then take this over to here. Put my 4 inches in here. Back this way. Pull.
You got to close it on the left side.
Thought I might have come through far enough, but I did not.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
There's our handrail there. And then, yeah, let's go here. 36. That across like that. And then I'll just come up here, grab this intersection point. Take that up. 36. I'm going to do that on one more stair. Here, up, 36. And then the ends of those two give me that. So I can take that, extend that down like this, extend it up like this.
Nice.
We got a handrail on one side. And then I guess, like, question is,
You want to hear what I'm thinking?
1'7". Yes.
Lounge chairs. I feel like that is a sweet spot to just lay out in the sun
I
on
totally
that little
agree.
thing.
Absolutely agree. Yeah. Oh, gotta get rid of my trees again. They're in my way. All right. Yes, let's get some lounge chairs in here. Is that a Chase lounge? Right term?
Chase lounge.
That's a funny term that's in my head, and I don't know why. But yeah, here we go. Yeah, this is it.
Oh, yeah.
We're not getting those. We're getting the kind that you have at a hotel that you went to that maybe somebody else paid for because, you're too cheap to do that.
Someone else paid for it. Okay, you
That's
stole it.
Maybe we can go a little bit better than that. A little higher quality. Bump it up just a bit.
Nice.
I like those.
Speaking of heavy models, 70,000 polygons.
We're in the home stretch, and apparently I've stopped caring about that. I didn't even bring that into the other model. I just grabbed it. Oh, all right. These are big. This is
all of the
problem
helpful
is going to be
tips that we had in the beginning of the stream have.
Remember when we pretended like we cared? All right, maybe these will go down here. Apparently,
yeah, they're bigger than I thought actually. So
yeah, so maybe we'll still get some. We'll get some more lounge chairs, but maybe we'll just get some like seating, some comfortable seats right up here. These are looking a little teeny. Come here, Aaron. Let me borrow you for a second.
Yeah, I think you got to scale those up in general.
I don't think those are scaled right.
Well, if you scale it, it'll still be the perfect amount of stools. There you go.
Fills it right up.
Yeah,
that looks better.
Nice.
Again, like we were saying, not trying to diss 3D Warehouse, but no guarantee anything is exactly what you're expecting it to be. let's grab 3 of these. I like the colorful ones. Copy that, come out of context, paste that. There we go. And then we can just rotate those, slide them over. Yeah, these are for the sloppy friends. These are the friends who cause problems over here. They got to be contained. Come in here and pull this out another 9 inches. Match the rest of that. There we go. Oh, I'm liking this. This is coming together. Party time. All right. So what if we had some other sitting situation stuff here? Maybe we'll just find some other stools to kind of come in here. I feel like these aren't quite parallel.
Yeah, I mean, hey, like I said before the stream, you pulled a model with a lot of interesting edges.
Yeah, which I'm okay with, but there's some times where I'm like, well, I just want that to be the same. Okay, it makes me a little happier. Right.
Yeah.
Parallel, at least. All right. So let's get some just seating and maybe like an end table or two right across here. We can check and see if
we have a suggestion for a table.
Oop.
Oh yeah, those types of chairs. Yeah, those are nice.
And the same creator as our lounge chairs. So grab those. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work perfect once we get it facing the right spot.
Perfect.
Cut out this one. Paste it.
Nice.
That's not gonna work.
Randy says, put a DJ setup on that big step. Keggy says, Adirondack chairs. I can never say that right, but I tried.
Adirondack?
Yeah, that one.
I mean, obviously, I'm from Colorado, so, Adirondack's kind of the thing. But personally, I'm thinking for poolside, I don't know. This seems like a little more.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm giving this pool a lot of credit, and it's really not a killer pool. Realizing this thing is like
leaves a lot to be desired, but
it's 7 feet, so I could float horizontally here, but not by much. I think this is coming together. I'm gonna jump back here. Let's throw in a couple more of those things. Let's get a nice big blender set up. Snacks. We'll have a popcorn machine.
Yeah, blender, popcorn machine.
Ooh. What is that?
Yeah.
This is all the things. All right. I'm going to bet
137,000 polygons. Let's do it.
Let's this is true. Rather than teaching at this point, we're daring ourselves to do the wrong thing. But I'm guessing this is an image in the model. And if I hit 3D preview, there's going to be a picture. This picture is going to be in there as an image. And if I rotate around, that there's models of these things. Let's see.
You find that a lot. There's usually some kind of nice render that becomes the thumbnail, and then you orbit to a different part of the model, and there's the actual model. But
something to be conscious of.
Yeah.
And as it is 67 megabytes, this may take a second or two to render, but I bet you. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. So let's spin this around. Oh,
know it.
Guy knows what he's talking about. All right, so this is all the things. We have a single juice press, juicer, blender. I don't know what this thing with blue over here is. Let's do it. Let's get it. I'm going to just... Oh, I'm going into my working model.
Well,
What not to do.
Yes.
Let me show you why you shouldn't do that.
And while your model crashes, CJ Ryan suggests a diving board. But CJ Ryan, I think that the pool is too small to do that.
I think we have like what could maybe be considered a wading pool, but I don't know. I didn't even know about that.
A pool
All right,
for
there
the
we go.
kids.
We're juicing big time here. All right, so I'm gonna come in here, get rid of this. There we go. There,
Yeah,
we got it all, folks.
if
You
you clean
wanna,
up the model now, it'll probably be a little bit more responsive.
yeah, that's not, still not bad. You know what I didn't do? I did not make this a group, and I did not. But now I have. All right. Let's get our trees on. Let's step back for just a second. Turned out pretty cool, folks.
Yeah, it's looking pretty cool.
We have a couple minutes left. We do have this space over here that's conspicuously empty.
Mm-hmm.
Any
Mm-hmm.
thoughts? I know
I'd
DJ
say,
was thrown out for that.
yeah, let's hear some ideas in the chat, but just immediate off the cuff idea, I'd say pull those the two latest chairs that you got there and just
A
put them
copy
over
here.
there too. Yeah.
Okay, till something better shows up.
Yeah.
That does make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Looks nice. A lot of seating in this backyard.
Yeah, apparently. Well, I mean, it's a lot of real estate here. Cool, cool, cool.
Nice. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Could
I was
do a
almost
diving board.
my brain just looked right here, and I thought, oh, how about a couple high top tables? But I'm like, no, this is not a restaurant. We're not trying to fit more seating in for more paying customers. Yeah,
Backyard
I actually,
speakeasy.
it's probably close enough that if you got a good running start, you could probably hit the pool from right here.
Yeah, yeah. We should always consider the diving enthusiast.
And here's the nice thing about SketchUp is I can pull a line and see to hit the middle. That's 18 feet. That's a good jump. That's a good long jump. But you do have a vertical rise. You know, you have almost 4 feet of drop. So 18 is not that bad in all things considered.
Let me plug that into some gravity formulas here and see what the air time is.
Yeah, here let's try to plan for the optimal arc.
Yeah, that's a big hop right there, and the consequences are high. It's a lot of concrete.
You don't want to miss that, but if you hit that just right, that's not. I mean, if look at this, we're talking about a huge vertical. Okay, it's a couple feet up.
We have throughout the entire stream so far had probably 20 comments asking for shade. Some
Okay.
people mentioning that the chef in the kitchen will probably get a sunstroke. Some people saying, please, sun umbrellas. So I think even just some umbrellas like by the pool seating is a good idea. But I mean, with the time remaining, I feel like doing something over the kitchen would be pretty sweet.
All right. So what if we did something like this? I want to make sure I have something that is going to get out of the way of the grill, you know?
What do you do sometimes when you're, selecting an object like that and the bounding box of the object is so clearly bigger than the actual
Yeah,
geometry?
I was looking at that, and if we go to view, I did a video on this a little while ago. Hidden objects, nothing. In geometry, nothing. It is the axis is nice and close to it, so I don't know. Sometimes you got to really dig in here and find what's going on. In this case, I'm not going to mess with that. I just grabbed both of them, pulled them out.
Yeah.
Now we will rotate it so that this is on the right axis, and then I can grab it. right there.
This is it's looking pretty tropical. It's also looking like the grill might catch those on fire, but we're not thinking about the potential consequences of this design, clearly.
No, that's a little too logical. I can move this over just a little bit. Let's go like that. There we go.
Cool. Nice. I like
Oh,
that those
yeah,
are
nice.
adjustable too. So,
Yeah.
you know.
And they're Kevlar, so they'll take a little bit of heat before they burst into flames. That was kind of fun. I didn't know if wall-mounted umbrellas was even a thing, so I learned that today.
Yeah, for sure. It's looking good.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Look at that. That looks inviting. I would hang out here. I would have a little SketchUp party.
Yeah, I mean, I think I feel like you've taken this pretty far. I think
Yeah.
we got some good insights into how best to navigate 3D warehouse and how to think about models with the right level of complexity. We punched out holes for grills and refrigerators and all kinds of stuff. It was,
Yeah.
from where we started, I think you did a good job here.
It's time to spend just a minute or two and find the right environment to stick this in. I want something sunny, something bright and orangey.
For the bounding
There we
box
go.
that we were just talking. Oh yeah, that looks nice. For the bounding box that we were just talking about, Colin suggests check for hidden tags, which is a great call out. Yeah, you never
That is
really know
great.
what's hiding in there. Man, look at that reflection.
Nice. That stone is beautiful. Let's go check out our bar. Yes.
I love how the grill lights up with the environmental lighting. Nice.
That turned out cool. Yeah, we can check and see. I thought all my tags were on, so yeah, it's not a tag thing. I could, so you know what makes sense is probably to, let me hop back over here. Not that we'd have to drill into this anymore, but let's get rid of everything.
Whoa,
I
you're
go
not going to
in.
copy over the spare ribs?
Oh, guess they're gone now.
And to be fair, if
Purge.
you wanted to, put another 1.3 million polygons into your model, you could replace those 2D PNG trees with a nice 3D palm tree.
That would be an option. All right, so when we get something like this, again, I don't really like going into training examples where I don't know what the solution is, but the things to look for are to go in here and view hidden geometry. You see we do have a little bit of hidden geometry, some edges down here. Go into view and say hidden objects. So yeah, we got a little bit more hidden object in here, a cart or something like that. Make sure that all the tags are turned on. Turn on extra tags so we're getting extra hidden geometry in there. The other thing under view, section planes can cause problems. No section planes. There's nothing else really in here. In older versions of SketchUp, what used to happen is you used to be able to have the axes like real far away and it would show the bounding box being super huge. The more recent, like the last 2 or 3 versions, even if your axis is far away from the model, it still constricts the bounding box. So this bounding box right here is what I would expect for this model. Why it grows to this big, I really don't know. I don't get that.
Yeah, sometimes to alleviate this issue, I'll just like click into the model and try to like grab as close as I can to just the groups within the model and then just like
Right.
copy those, delete the whole thing, and then paste in place and then group that.
Okay. I think I just figured it out. If I come into context here and I pick this, see how far that edge goes out right there, and this edge goes out right here because it's it's turned.
Oh, it's the edges of the
That is
umbrella.
probably here, 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 and here. If I come into, I'm gonna double click in. If I click into here and I click into here, you see that these are turned this way. This one's turned this way. So that's what's pushing this corner right here, and this corner right here is what's pushing the corners of this bounding box out, which is in turn pushing this bounding box out. So if I really wanted to optimize that, I could come down into this one, and I could go to Tools, Axes, and I'm just use this corner right here to align everything the same. Come in here, same thing, Tools, axes. Use the same corner to align everything. So now if I pick on that, there's still, ooh, that's still big. Oh, because if I come in here, this one's still turned. So I'd have to go in and realign this one, come into this, and then same thing, tools, axes, and then
And
realign it to
on and
here.
so forth and so forth. And yeah.
Right. Probably same thing here. Yep. Come in this one, tools, axes. I feel like there's an extension out there which is reset all axes that kind of goes in and burrows down in. Colin might remember that or know what I'm talking about. But see, okay, if I did that, that's still out there, still out there. So I had to keep coming in until all my geometry. So that's what happened is I have a bunch of off-axis geometry, and then that off-axis geometry is just turning and pushing and turning and pushing. So each time it turns back and forth, it gets a little larger. So that's why it's so big. So even though I made some of these smaller, if I go into this one's big because each of these pieces.
Oh, it looks like there is. It's called Reset Axes by SU4U on the Extension Warehouse. I'll drop a link in the chat here. But yeah, that's a great idea for an extension.
So that would be an option if you did that. I mean, like I said, a lot of the time, is it going to matter once you put it in? And obviously, this is a perfect example of kind of a geometry set of geometry that nothing's on axis, right? So I understand that because each of these, which is smart, each one of these sections is a separate piece because it's the same one. It's just modeled, put around a circle, which means that bounding box grows on each corner because it juts out here. So yeah, I get it. I get why it's like that. Yeah, but that's not what
We'll
we're here
let
for.
it
We're here
slide.
for this.
Yeah, look at that.
All right, so
Boom.
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna style on my edges. Just gonna toggle edges on and off. See what? Oh, come on now. What else can we do? Let's maybe shadows. I'm always so on shadows anymore because sometimes they look nice.
I do love some good
Sometimes
shadows, but
there's some good
I
shadows.
I don't know about you, but I feel like that water texture is really
It's something less than desirable.
yeah.
Um,
We can get in there, get a nice reflection with the better
yeah.
material.
Let's see what's going on here. Come in here. This. Yep. Let's turn roughness all the way down. Mellis up there. It's a weird texture. All right,
Yeah,
but we got some
now
shiny.
it's looking a little murky in there.
Lighten it up a little bit.
All right.
There we go.
At the very least, we have a
Right.
little bit of reflection on it now.
It's also selected right now, so I can unselect it. There we go. All right, click out. Not bad for a hour and a half model, I'd say. No, it's kind of cool. I like this. I think, like I said, I would hang out here. I would definitely be happy doing a barbecue right here.
Oh yeah, definitely. We won't invite any inspectors over, obviously, or general contractors, but yeah, it turned out good.
What's wrong with a little landscape that literally keeps you on your toes? Okay, maybe that's not good.
Don't lose your balance here.
That's right. Cool. Well, hey, thank you guys for hanging out with us. We're going to call it at that point. Yeah. Let's come back next week. So next week we are, you guys know I'm a comic nerd, and Fantastic Four is coming out next week. So we're going to come back here. We're going to model something from that upcoming blockbuster movie. Keep an eye on the forum. We'll put more specifics up. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a fun one. We'll hang out and talk about movies as we tend to do, and model some stuff. So hope you enjoyed this. Thank you guys for your input. Yeah, somebody's calling out slippery surface. Every one of these pieces is super reflective. There's no grip anywhere. Flip
Yeah.
flops on, folks.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Some kind of
a lot of sharp
rubber
edges to hit
safety
too.
shoe. Something. Yeah.
Yes,
You need
yes. They'll
something.
be issued by the man in the corner over here, handing those out.
Yeah.
Uh, Thank you guys very much. That was a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for all the ideas. Thanks for all the great input. I apologize if you had a great idea that I didn't get in here. Turns out time is limited, so I apologize. But
Yeah.
still hope you got a lot out of it. But yeah,
Absolutely,
I think that's
everybody.
it.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in. I feel like we learned a lot of good stuff here. We got to watch Aaron dive into polygon counts and all kinds of cool stuff. But yeah, appreciate
Nor
you
my own
guys tuning
advice.
in. Yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in from around the world. And yeah, we hope that you have a great weekend and hope to see you in next week's live stream.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.